Siora, do you know anything about the trial that awaits us inside?
My mother passed it during the last election, but it was Vinbar that was elected in the end.
Did she tell you about it?
A little, but it is a secret trial. It is important that you give your whole heart to it. I know that you must choose your path in your way. Combat is not necessarily the best response, even if it allows you to get to where you are going. If you are confronted with animals, remind yourself that they must feed. And there are ways of altering food to make those who eat it fall into a deep and peaceful sleep.
Is that an idea that your mother used? It's clever. Thank you.
Look, they're eating the old carcass. If you poured some sleeping potion on it, they'd fall asleep. Look, they're eating the old carcass. If you poured some sleeping potion on it, they'd fall asleep. You did it. They're sleeping. We should be able to pass without a fight.
May the shadow engulf our enemies! Engulf our enemies! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
May the enlightened help us.
You were freezing and you had this empty stare. The water in the basin spoke to you, no?
Yes. Exactly like the lightning-struck tree. I was something else for a brief moment.
Tell us. Visions like this are guides, keys for the sacred rituals.
I was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. And it was a cold feeling. I was high up, and it was getting colder and colder. I felt my blood freezing in my veins. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. And then the sun warmed me. Suddenly I bounced on the ground. And I was taken by the bubbling current of this creek. Then, just like before, the vision dissipated. And I was suddenly with you again. This stone is blackened, eaten away. I think it's supposed to evoke death. This stone bears the image of a storm, or perhaps the wind. On this stone, the sun is visible. The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire. This drawing looks like an infant. Could it represent life? Here this looks like a snowflake. The snow, or maybe ice. This stone is adorned with the etching of a drop of water. This stone bears the image of a storm, or perhaps the wind. This must be the seal that Glendan spoke about. It looks like the silhouette of the mountain of Tirfredi, and a face is drawn within it.
The spirit of the volcano. One of the faces of Einar Mýrfryktaman.
Bertir to Mad on Olmanawi. I congratulate you for passing the trial. Enter.
And so you have returned. Can you tell me what the seal deep within the cavern brings into your mind?
A face in the mountain of Tirfredi.
Then you have seen the true face of the island when looking into her waters. And the island has seen inside you. You sent the beasts into a deep sleep. That was very clever. Another before you did the same. In the second room, you have awoken the Dosentats to better best them. Finally, you have completed the ritual. And in so doing, the Guardian recognized you as a wise man. You choose to trust the way of rules and wisdom. It is a difficult path, but it carries generous fruits. The island has seen your intelligence and also your compassion. The friendship of Katasach towards you no longer surprises me.
Am I authorized to encounter Einar Mýrfryktaman now? To present him with my request?
If the High King agrees, yes. We shall not oppose that decision. Only a High King or High Queen is allowed to open the sanctuary. I warned you. Your voyage is far from over.
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince them as well. Where can I find them?
I do not know. And I believe that it may be another trial on your path to find the one you seek.
Is he hiding? Has he been captured?
He disappeared several months ago. Since then, we have not heard from him. He was worried about the Renaigse. The last people to have seen him, I'm told, were the most important chiefs of the clans here at the council. There was Deirdre, Blatnid, Ulan, and Dunkas.
My mother, alas, can tell us nothing more.
Yes, I heard about your loss, Siora. And divorced Tirse. Mourning is a difficult time to pass.
And divorced Tirse. Thank you, Glendan.
Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of the Storm Warriors. You will find her in the village of Vedlug.
I've already met her. She sent me to confront a guardian.
That sounds like her. Ulan is the Mal of the village of Vignamri, near the coast. It is said that he welcomes the Renaigse. As for Dunkas, he leads the Vigigidor. He is the chief of the Earth Healers. His village is not very far from the Didekid and Nadages.
Very well. I will go and see them. Try to find this High King. Thank you, Glendan.
Kwa awalamsek. I hope that you will find him.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then, all of a sudden, one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes. He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams, from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding, like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes, sir.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway, if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events. But know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The Islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By Islander, do you mean the Denegad that came to treat his affliction?
Yes, a strange bird. Missing more than one feather, you ask me, sir. I was ordered to set up patrol along a small path, rather far from the rest of the company. I was told to protect our perimeter from anyone wandering along. According to the Islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. I did my rounds for quite some time. Not a soul came along. But then I heard cries a ways off, and I went running to help. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche of rocks. So then I turned right back around.
And you ran all the way here? Do you know precisely where the company was when you heard these sounds?
No, not precisely. I hadn't gone there. But I could show you where I was posted. The Islander said they were following the path, but he was quite a ways ahead when I lost sight of them.
Why didn't you go and look for yourself? To see if they had been buried by a rock slide?
What? Alone? What could I have done? It seemed of greater urgency to go and get help.
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or intelligence got the best of you. But that's a question for your superiors. My cousin was quite weak. Do you know why he decided to follow the Denegad?
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions that he was drinking must have been potent. I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that Islander had the high ground in the War of Wits. I wasn't privy to their counsel. I haven't the beginning of an explanation for the expedition, but your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered that we set out as quick as we could make ready.
That sounds like him. What sort of mess has he gotten himself into? Again?
I am sorry, sir, but I don't know anything else I could tell you.
Dismissed, soldier. Looks like I'm going on an expedition.
Thank you, sir.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
I seek your High King, and I was told that you were the last to have seen him.
That was many moons ago. And if he has chosen to walk away from our world, who am I to go against his wish?
Please, I would not ask this of you if it weren't a question of life and death.
I hear your words. Your clan has not given me many reasons to trust you. But if you prove my suspicions wrong, I will help you. The Lugaid Blau fooled us in the past. It is their turn to prove their good faith.
What do you want from us?
I think you know about the conflict between my people and yours over a clearing?
Yes. One of your elders asked me to make sure you could access it again. Alas, I could not take care of it. I was busy with other problems.
Lady Morange was kind enough to talk with us to find a solution, and things were moving forward. Then an elder from my village poisoned 3 woodcutters. That stopped the discussions. The old man responsible for the deaths must be punished, I agree. But not by your people. Not until we are sure we can trust you. There is a mine in the forest that the congregation has long operated with help from my people. But digging into the mountain has risked it collapsing. We reinforced the earth with wood. We worked with the Lugaid Blau to save the mountain and the men. We agreed to stop digging and sealed the entrance with a boulder. But some Renaigse came back, and I think they started digging again. And some of my people started going missing. Perhaps because they had seen them break their promise. If the mountain collapses and it is your clan's fault, thousands of lives will be lost.
And you want me to intervene?
You have to stop them. Remind them of their promise. This is the price of my trust. If you do, we punish the person responsible for the death of the woodcutters, and all our quarrels will be gone.
I'll go to this mine and see what's going on.
Is there anything else?
I must leave. Goodbye, Dunkus.
Qua awalum seg.
Some Renaigse around here.
That doesn't happen often. Do you want something?
You're very isolated here. Why live so far from a village?
It's a long story. Matir, will you tell him?
When I was young, I got engaged to a young man. But he wasn't my Minundanem. I thought he was, but I was wrong. And one day, I met the one I would love for all my life. As I had broken my engagement, we were exiled.
So, our parents came to settle here. They built this house, and we were born.
There. Now you know the whole story. Do you want to know anything else?
I'll leave you alone.
Qua awalem seg.
Sorry, this is private property. I cannot allow you to enter.
Actually, no one should be able to enter. This mine is doomed. It's terribly dangerous.
I wouldn't know. Our employer, Mr. Maillard, is the owner. He's got all the deeds required. Listen, you should go to the authorities. They can confirm all the paperwork.
I definitely will.
If this mine is as dangerous as Dunpas said it was, Those who are exploiting it are reckless. Do these people not have any regard for the lives of their miners?
These Renagse must not have taken us seriously. We should take a closer look.
We should take the path that overlooks the outer wall. We should be able to see inside from there.
Those crazy fools have reopened this mine.
The Monasinaiga. They use captives from the villages to dig their mine.
They've made them into slaves. We must talk to Sieur de Courcillon. I hope that our nation is not involved in this business. Sieur de Courcillon.
The Sade, my young student. What can I do for you?
I've come to ask you about a mine near Vigigador. It was closed for a long time for security reasons, but someone has started exploiting it again.
I seem to recall that a concession in this area was sold to a Master Maillard. However, I do not recall the details of the contract. It was established by the previous government. He is a rich merchant from Serene who arrived on the island only a short while before we did. People say that he is unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous? That's an understatement. This man had some natives captured and he's using them as slaves to work in this mine.
What? Does this old brigand really think that he is above the law? We cannot tolerate such methods, but we must determine the best way to attack him. You should start by finding the deed to his property in the archives. Don't worry. We'll not let this man's behavior go unpunished. Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sieur de Courcillon.
you can't decipher the glyphs of your own people's document.
I get lost in all the legal jargon. But they have Lady Moronge's seal on them. We should find her, to understand exactly what they say.
Good day, dear sir. Happy to see you again in such fine health. How can I be of service?
I need your advice once more. This time it's about the property deeds of a plot of land and of a mine acquired by a certain Maillard. Here are the deeds. I must admit that I understand very little of what's written, but your seal is on it.
Do not worry. This type of document is always difficult to decipher for the uninitiated. However, they are very clear. Master Maillard is the owner of a plot of land located near Vigigador. He can exploit the forest and plant anything he wants there, but it says here that he does not have the right to exploit the mine. It's even repeated in this other paragraph. Any attempt at mining on this land is forbidden.
And yet the mine which was located on this plot of land has been reopened, and is being exploited as we speak.
According to these documents, the mine has been closed for security reasons. This man's behavior is reckless. You should go see him. He's presently in New Serene. He usually spends time at the port when he comes. He has some warehouses there.
Come closer, good people.
Master Maillard.
Who's asking?
De Sardet. I am the legate of the congregation.
Well, I'm flattered. What brings you here, Your Excellency?
I'm here to talk to you about the mine you have near Vigigador. Are you aware that you have no right to operate it? Nor are you allowed to employ slaves there.
But what are you talking about? Surely this is a misunderstanding. Listen, I'm sure there is a way for us to get along. I'm an honest merchant. I've always paid all taxes, and the small bonuses needed. Please tell your cousin that I would be happy to send him the gift of his choice. Now, Your Excellency, if you will allow me, I have to get back to my activities.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Master. It's not a money problem. That mine is dangerous, and you endanger the congregation on this island by behaving this way with the natives.
Come on, don't be so serious, young man. I'm sure it's nothing that a small bonus can't fix. Goodbye, sir. Best wishes to your cousin. Come closer, good people. The cure is won.
Sir de Corsilion.
De Sardet, my young student, what can I do for you?
I verified the contract with Lady Mirange. The exploitation of the mine is illegal, as we expected, without even taking into account what he's doing to the natives. I then went to meet Master Maillard.
So, what did he have to say in his defense?
He turned a deaf ear and tried to bribe me.
Oh, some of these merchants are so rich that they forget basic decency. But it's high time we reminded him of who is in charge of the congregation on this island. Here, this is an eviction notice which dispossesses him of all his land for breaching his contract. For his crimes against the natives, he's banished from this island. I will make him aware of this decision, but you should go to the mine immediately. The prisoners must be freed as soon as possible, and the mine closed once more.
I'll take care of it.
Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sir de Corsilior.
Sorry, this is private property. I cannot allow you to enter.
I don't need your authorization. I have here an eviction notice signed by the governor's ministers. The former owner, Mr. Maillard, has lost his rights due to a breach of contract.
Look, ultimately, we are not the ones who decide. We only obey the boss's orders.
In that case, where can I find him to notify him of his loss?
You'll find him around here somewhere, Your Excellency.
Excellent.
Are you looking for...
Master Maillard, I'm so glad to find you here. Here is a document from Sir de Corsilior on behalf of my cousin. Considering the fact that you have not respected the terms of your contract of ownership, you are hereby expelled. The methods you used against the islanders has also ensured your banishment from Tier-Fredi.
Impossible. By what right? Guards, this man threatens me.
Maybe enlighten protect me in this battle. Remember shadow and guard our enemies.
Let's see what you can.
Shadow and guard our enemies.
These people were monsters. I wouldn't cry over them. Come now, let's go free my brothers, and we can tell Dunkas everything.
Go without fear. You are free. And know that we are sorry for what happened to you.
He must believe that not all of the glow are alone.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
I was able to close the mine. The man who operated it was arrested and he will be banished.
Yes, those you freed told me. From now on, you are my Karants, my friend. You knew how to renew my trust in your clan. Just as trees grow back after being cut.
Thank you, Dunkus. I'm honored. Will you give us the old man now?
If you allow it, I would like to punish him myself. Enough blood has been spilled, and he will only call for more of it. Since he loved the forest to the point of killing for it, he will be sentenced to heal it. Every day he will replant what your men will cut down. Every day until the end of his life. Does this punishment seem acceptable to you?
If I explain to Sir de Corsillon that the man was sentenced to forced labor, I suppose he will approve. Thank you, Dunkus. It's a wise sentence.
Is there anything else?
I did what you asked of me. Would you now tell me what you know about your High King?
You have earned my trust through your actions. Now, hear me. The last time I saw him, we were in Dorhat Genedu. He wanted us to help him decide what we should do about you. You, the Renaigse. Dedra and Bladnid wanted us to spill blood and chase you from our lands. Ulan's words were all honey, as is his talent, and wanted us to welcome you with open arms. I attempted, as is my wont, to follow the path of wisdom, that which winds between the others. Finbar was not convinced by any of us. He decided to turn to a far greater source of wisdom. He left us to go to the sanctuary to see Anonmil Frictimen.
Would he still be there?
I do not think so. The Great Mind must have guided his footsteps in a direction beyond our understanding. But he would not have abandoned his people without first seeing his own one last time. You should go to Wen Shavar. Maybe there they would know where you could find him.
Thank you, Dunkas.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! Protect me in this battle!
Birt Tiltomad on Almanawi. Esqueto.
Hello. I'm sorry, but I do not speak your language.
Really? Then you are a Renaigse. I have never met one with the bond. Might I do something for you?
I am looking to find Vinbar, the High King of Tearfredi, and I was told that he was born in this village. He disappeared after visiting the heart of the island, but I was hoping someone here might know where he's hiding.
You should speak with Sarah. She is the companion of our king.
Where might I find her?
I do not know. She left the village and I have not seen her in several days. Anything else?
Goodbye.
Wa awalem seg.
heard here, Tumad. It is rare to see Renaigse here. Is there something I can do for you?
Would you know where I could find Sarah?
She left to follow Vimbar. She wanted the mountains to take her as well.
What do you mean?
I don't know if Renaigse could understand. Our High King is on Olmenawi, and the Doneigad. His bond with the mountain is very strong. Even stronger now that he speaks with the En-Olmil Frichtimen. Sarah knew that the mountain would take him back, and she wanted the mountain to take her as well. She went to attempt to bond herself to it. She sought the Cavern of Knowledge. We haven't seen her since. She might have succeeded. Anything else?
I'm looking for High King Vinbar. I know that he disappeared after having visited the heart of the island. But someone here in this village might know where he went after that.
If anyone knows, it would be Sarah. But you will not find her here. Anything else?
Where is this Cavern of Knowledge located?
We don't know. The Caverns of Knowledge are the concern of the Doneigada. Anything else?
Thank you for your help.
Wa Aulemseg.
Might I do something for you?
I heard talk about a Cavern of Knowledge.
It is a place where the Doneigada go, within the earth. They hear the voices of those that went before them, and they learn. There are some on Tiafradi. The closest to our village is found to the northeast of here, but the entrance is sealed, hidden. It is a sacred place, a place for only the Doneigada. Anything else?
Goodbye.
Wa Aulemseg.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! May the Enlightened
Bite your tongue. You think someone's coming to save you? Give in. Your life is in our hands. It is time to tell us all you know. The sooner you speak, the sooner this will be over with. We should be discreet if we want to eavesdrop on these people.
She's been enduring this punishment for hours, blow upon blow through gritted teeth.
Truly savage beast we have here. Do we even know if it speaks our language?
Leave us. You will eventually tell us how you found your way into that grotto. Your defiance is only prolonging the inevitable. You remind me of that rat my master was studying. The creature used all of its fire in an effort to escape. Scratching, twisting, refusing to understand that the cage holding it was its only remaining world. It had everything it could ever need, but it wouldn't stop looking for a way out. Even though its fate was now sealed to serve science. Its animal instinct drove it to flee. It had strangled itself between the bars of its own cage in a final futile attempt to escape. It was an enormous beast and very clever. If it had simply relented, it could have lived peacefully for many years. Instead of that, these monsters are torturing her. Come, we must set her free.
I understand you may be impatient, and these so-called scholars deserve to be punished. But if we waited until nightfall, we could set her free discreetly and take her somewhere safe.
How are you feeling?
Better now.
Those Renaigse are absolute monsters. But who are you? You too are a Renaigse. Why have you freed me?
We were told at Wen Shavar that you and you alone could tell us where to find High King Vinbar.
I wish I knew where he was right now. He bid me farewell weeks ago and he has not returned. I waited a long time and then I came here. To enter into the Cavern of Knowledge.
You believe this is where he's hiding?
No. But he came here often before he disappeared. I'm hoping to find answers. You save me. And so I must help you as well. You may come with me.
Let's try to escape without bloodshed. We must get you to a safe place.
Here is the entrance to the Cavern of Knowledge. I hope that Vinbar has left a clue to where he went. Something I could track.
Is it your wish to join him?
He is my Manundanem. That means the one who shares my mind in your language. We must be reunited.
I understand. But why protect the entrance to the cavern at the risk of your own life?
The Caverns of Knowledge are truly sacred places. Only the Doneigada have the right to enter.
But you're not a Doneigad, is that right?
I am not. But I must enter in spite of everything. And since you have helped me, you may enter as well. Even if I am not sure I can trust you. Because you avoided fighting these people. Remind yourself that this honor is immense and show respect. I implore you.
Put your fears to rest. We have not come to defile this sacred place. How do we enter?
Allow me. I have seen Vinbar make these movements so many times.
The paint of this fresco is still fresh. It must have been painted recently. It's of a crowned man. Vinbar, no doubt. It looks as if he's walking through the skies towards the volcano. A face has been painted on the volcano.
The spirit of the mountain. My heart did not betray me. Vinbar has readied himself to join Enon Milfrichtemen.
Was that why you came in here? To confirm that supposition?
To understand, yes. As the years passed, my Minundanem grew more and more distant to me. I thought at first it was due to his status, and the invasion of the Renaigse. But now I see that he was hearing the call of Enon Milfrichtemen. He had no choice but to answer it. Oh, Vinbar, why did you not share this with me?
These paintings are older. This looks like it represents a man who transforms himself into some kind of enormous bird.
He is a Donegad, becoming a Nadaig Menemen. Vinbar was also bound to the mountain. It is no doubt the path he has chosen to follow.
If I understand correctly, the Donegada metamorph differently according to the place they are bound.
Yes. The Sinol Menawi bind them to a specific place, and in return they become the Guardians. But how could a Guardian of the Plains resemble a Guardian of the Mountains?
Do you believe that Vinbar is readying himself to undergo this transformation? I thought it was a very slow process.
For some, it takes years. At least this is what is said. For others, it might take place the very moment where the Donegad surrenders to Enol Milfrichtemen. I hope only to have the time to bid him farewell.
Given how well hidden this seed was, it must open an important passage. All we have to do is find out which. This mural is also ancient. It seems to show a doorway into the mountain. This door appears to be in front of a circle of stone. There are 2 altars and 2 seeds.
The Donegada seal certain sacred places with root doors.
Yes, I've run into similar barriers. It's all a matter of finding the right seed. But here there are 2 that seem to be different. For one, the flower motifs seem to indicate which plant is required.
This is possible. The Caverns of Knowledge are used to initiate and transmit the knowledge of the Donegada. This painting must teach the younger how to reach the sacred place where they will bind themselves.
In that case, shouldn't there be an illustration of the second plant?
The initiates also learn by listening to their masters.
On this one, we see a sacred site with raised stones. And behind the face of the volcano, we also see the path that leads there. Like some sort of schematic.
This must certainly be the path the young apprentices must walk. And the Donegada that are prepared to surrender themselves to Enol Milfrichtemen.
Do you recognize the place where the entrance can be found?
I think so. It looks like the grotto that lies to the northwest of our village.
With all that we've learned from studying these paintings, we should be able to find Vinbar. I just hope there's still enough of him left to answer us.
What do you hope to ask of him?
We hope that he will agree to take us into the sanctuary of Dorhad Genadu.
What do you hope to ask of him? Why would the Renaigse? It matter not. My head spins. I will wait for you outside.
Please, go ahead. We will join you shortly.
Sarah is upset, and I don't think that she trusts us. We should hurry and catch up to her.
This door is locked. Sarah has put us in a very tricky situation.
She did not want us to find Vinbar. Come, these caves often have several exits.
These traps weren't here when we went through with Sarah earlier.
She must have set them to make sure that we wouldn't be able to follow her.
Let's hurry and find this passage to the northern mountain before she decides to come and fight us directly.
Protect me in this battle! Protect me in this battle!
This is the place which was depicted on the mural in the Cave of Knowledge. In fact, Vinbar visibly went through this passage not long ago.
the enlightened protect me in this battle!
Found the Dara Grimadarum Dam!
Finally, we've made it to high ground. Now, let's find this trail to the sanctuary. It can't be far from here. Bloodied feathers.
May the Enlightened preserve us. They are enormous. What manner of bird could have lost them?
Looks like Vinbar must have begun his transformation. He will soon become a guardian of the mountains. More of these giant feathers. We're on the right trail. Over there, more feathers. I need a bit of practice. More of these giant feathers. We're on the right trail. I need a bit of practice. We found the entrance to the sanctuary. Vinbar must be here. I hope he'll agree to help us enter the heart of the mountain. All that remains is to find a way to get in. This must be the entrance to Vinbar's sanctuary. But it's obstructed. He knows how to protect his home. A stone altar. It resembles the one that protects the passage to Mev's sanctuary. This must be where I need to place the seed. And here is another altar. Are 2 seeds necessary to open the passage? How can we learn which plant seed is required?
Vinbar was distant. He spoke little. Only one person shared both his love and his secrets.
You're right. We need to find this Sarah. The seed that I have is not enough. I need to find Sarah. She might be able to help. Let's return to the village. Sarah doesn't seem to have returned to her village. Someone here might know where to find her.
If she came by here after having locked us up in the grotto, she would have warned them we were coming. So even if they know where she's gone, they won't tell us a thing.
My child, we have a more urgent task at hand than to find that woman. Your cousin is still reported missing, and must be in great danger.
Yes, that's true. We must find Constantine. The High King can wait.
the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
This is the camp that Constantine's escort must have established.
It looks more like a battlefield. I hope the Domegad and your cousin survived the fight.
Search the zone. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what's happened here. This area has been trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the zone and taken this path followed by their assailants. This is a sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Katasak and Constantine were going.
It isn't really a place of a cult, but rather a place of anchoring. A place where Donegada perform a ritual to become Sinol Menawi. These places are charged with great energy. Perhaps Katasak wanted to use it to bring relief to your cousin.
Perhaps. There are bodies, and without a doubt there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find. A crater. Without a doubt caused by an explosive potion. The soldiers might have been carrying them. They must have been desperate to have taken such drastic measures. The corpses of both men and beasts. These soldiers fought dearly until the end. Neither Constantine nor Katasak are among them. This blade is a native ritual knife, and this bowl contained a potion. Someone wanted to perform a ritual here. Could Katasak have found a better means to alleviate Constantine's symptoms? Constantine and Katasak must have been visiting this place. Perhaps performing some sort of healing ritual. When the attack took place, the soldiers intervened, and many fell during the fight. But a group was able to escape down this path. We need to continue following their tracks. More tracks. Footprints. They must have fled this way. Strange. These trees look half calcinated, as if they were exposed to immense heat. These weapons are in terrible condition. Whatever did these men come up against? Another burnt tree. This path seems to have been scorched in flames. More signs of an explosion. I can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions. These poor soldiers were torn to pieces. Animals again, or something else. New footprints. It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. There are not only the corpses of our own men, but where could these other soldiers have come from? More signs of explosions. But what were they doing with all these explosives on them? There are footprints. Only a handful made it up to here. The path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Katasach.
Protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. According to this note, these men came from a nearby camp, an old outpost of the Alliance taken over by the Coin Guard. They could well have decided to finish what they'd planned in New Serene. And these rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. What could have happened here? These vials look familiar. Katasach used the very same to stock his potions. He must have come here. I'm going to pick them up. I recognize this sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine, what have you gotten yourself into again? Very well. Let's sum things up. Constantine and Katasach definitely came through here to perform some sort of ritual, but they were attacked. An attack obviously involving wild animals. And then there are these traces of inexplicable flames. Could it be magic?
You cannot suspect my people are behind this attack. You have strayed far from the path. No one would have attacked Katasach.
Unless he himself was behind it. He is a powerful Donegad. The beasts obey him.
How could you even think something like that? He is a healer. He brought comfort to your cousin.
Perhaps he only did it to gain our trust. With Constantine captive, he now has leverage to apply to the colonists and force them to accept his conditions. But in all truth, I have no idea what to think. But regardless of who is guilty, I must find my cousin. We could return to Wen Xavier to learn more. Perhaps Katasach returned there. Or maybe his Voglendai could tell us where to find him. We are also going to have to visit the outpost. Their soldiers were involved in the combat, or at least the end of it. They must have some stories for us.
That trail seems a better one to follow. Katasach is a good man, but the soldiers and the lions have already betrayed you.
That's true. But I do not see how they could have made these animals obey them. However, one way or another, Constantine is in danger. Let us be on our way without further delay.
Colonials? You must have gotten lost to have come this far from nowhere. To whom do I owe the honor?
Desardet. I am legate of the Congregation of Merchants on this island.
A legate? Here? Pardon my dismay, but we don't get many official sorts around here. I am Captain Idris, of the Coin Guard. I am the ranking officer in charge of this outpost. What can I do for you, sir?
I'm looking for Constantin d'Orsay, the island governor of the Congregation of Merchants.
A governor? Here? Whatever would he be doing in this rattle?
My cousin was part of an expedition in this region. His men and his camp were attacked. They nearly all died. But we found no trace of his body, which has us hoping that he may still be alive. Wounded and holding up somewhere, or even captured.
Have you cast your suspicions in our direction? I hope this is a joke. We've had neither reinforcements nor supplies for weeks. In my book, we've been totally forgotten. I wouldn't risk the few lives remaining to attack a governor's camp. I'm not crazy. I'm truly sorry for your cousin, Excellency, but we haven't seen him. And we definitely haven't kidnapped him. The region is dangerous. The natives are heartless. You should be looking in their direction.
You do know that we found the bodies of several men from the garrison up there, don't you?
How could you be sure?
One of them was carrying a note, signed by your hand.
And they are dead. I had hoped they'd have survived and would eventually return.
Explain yourself, Captain. What were your men doing on the clifftop?
They were monitoring the zone. They were to warn us of any troop movements. We have lost too many men to surprise attacks. We decided to take initiative and be ready. Yesterday, we heard screams and saw some strange lights up there. But I was hoping...
And you didn't go and see for yourself? You hear screams, certainly those of your own men, and you don't do anything.
So the last of my men give up their lives for nothing as well? You can think of me as a coward if you like. But me, I'm taking no more unnecessary risks.
Why do I have the feeling that you're holding something back from me? I can see how difficult your present situation has become. I'm certain you haven't been paid either for quite some time. I cannot solve all of your problems. But what would you say if I took care of that one, at least?
A little gold would certainly improve the morale of my men. One of the men I posted there returned during the night.
A survivor? Excellent. Did he tell you what happened?
He wasn't able to say a word. He collapsed unconscious 2 steps past the doorway. Our nurse sits with him, but there is little hope that he will come back to himself. His wounds are extremely serious. He's just refusing to die.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain. Perhaps we could do something for him.
Go and see the nurse. Perhaps you can do something to help the poor boy. I can't take it anymore. To lose another man. Anything else?
I need to be going.
I would very much like to do the same. Safe journey, Your Excellency.
What are you doing there? This is an infirmary!
I know. I've come to see the wounded soldier. The captain told me you might need my help.
That is very kind of him. But alas, it's a little late.
What are you saying? Is the soldier...
No, he still lives. But I've been asking the captain for weeks to escort me on a mission to replenish my stocks. I no longer have a single remedy. And now that we have a wounded patient, I can only wipe water on his brow and hope.
Do you know what type of remedy would allow him to survive?
Yes, at least I think so. It's a known potion that heals burns.
I see. Give me the recipe. We'll go and see that it's prepared for you.
Thank you. Because of you, this poor boy might be able to survive his wounds. Were you able to concoct the potion against burns?
Yes, I was. Might we administer it?
Give it to me. I'll take care of this. We must wait and be patient now.
Will he make it?
I hope so. We'll know soon enough. This potion is extremely potent.
And if he survives, when could we speak to him?
Come back tomorrow at the same time. We'll know more then.
Very well. I'll come back tomorrow.
See you soon. And thank you again for your help.
Hello, soldier. How are you doing?
Better. A lot better. Are you the one who saved me? The nurse told me.
I simply prepared the potion that she told me how to make. Nothing more. Could you tell me what happened during the attack?
I will try. They're not really memories I'm fond to bring back. A lot of my friends died up there. We were posted up on the peak to follow rebel movement. It had been a couple of days when we heard sounds of fighting not far from our position. Men were screaming in our own language. So we went to see what was happening. Soldiers of the Coin Guard and an islander were trying to protect a young man. He seemed dire ill.
Constantine Katasak and his escort. Who were they fighting against?
Dozens of wild animals. They seemed completely enraged and intent on devouring them. And there were flames.
Flames? Where were they coming from?
I don't know. My friends and other soldiers fell one after the other. I didn't see everything. All was blood and confusion with beasts and fire. But I thought I saw another islander. Big. He's the one who took the sickened man. There was practically no one left on the battlefield. I was wounded and I passed out. I came to when I heard voices of islanders approaching. Rebels. I thought to myself, they're coming to finish off the wounded. I got up with difficulty and fled. I dragged myself here. And you know the rest.
I'm going to have to go and find these rebels.
You shouldn't do that. They killed all of my friends. You take a great risk.
That's enough. Rest now. You're still far from having recovered.
Yes, it's best I leave now. I've learned enough. I'll have a word with your captain. Goodbye.
Excellency, I was told that you saved my soldier. Thank you. You can't imagine what this means to us.
Please. I did nothing more than follow the instructions your nurse gave me.
Did you learn what you needed to learn?
Yes. I was able to question your man and he told me what he saw. He and his company heard sounds of the attack, and they went to investigate. My cousin's escort were already nearly annihilated by animals that jumped out from all sides. A strange sorcerer controlled them. It was he that took my cousin.
One of those rebel savages, no doubt. I knew that they'd be behind all of this. They must have learned that an important man was in the region and thought he would make the perfect hostage. I'm sorry. I would give you some men, but...
Don't apologize. I know where the camp can be found, and if my cousin is there, I will free him.
Like you freed the scholars. You're a good man, Excellency. Thank you again for saving my soldier.
I need to be...
I would very much like to do the same. Safe journey, Your Excellency.
Hello.
Renaigse, there you are again. What do you want?
To speak to you about my cousin's capture and the massacre of his escort. A soldier from the nearby outpost survived and told us that you were present on the battlefield.
You dare come here and accuse us of taking him? Let me throw him out this Renaigse and his Ilkderen. May they receive this punishment for their arrogance.
I know that you see us as your enemies, but we are not here to harm you. I only seek to find the man I consider to be my brother, as well as the man who is protecting him. Katisach, one of your greatest Donegada.
No Donea Exregao would attack Katasach.
If you didn't attack him, you must know what happened to them. I was told that an islander took my cousin away. Perhaps your men were there to aid them.
We do not have your cousin, and we do not know what happened to him. As for Katasach, and the worst, Tire, he died from his wounds. That night, we heard the sounds of a terrible combat. The ground shook all the way to our homes. We went to see, but we arrived too late. The last breath of Katasach had returned to the wind when we arrived there, and many of the Renaigse were dead. We could do no more. We carried the body of the Donegad and brought it here.
He gave his life to protect Constantine. May he rest in peace. This request might surprise you, but we would like to see him.
Why? What do you want to do with him, Renaigse?
Examine him to understand what killed him. We were told that an island native was there and that he likely led the attack.
No Donea Exregao would attack Katasach. You have been lied to, or they were mistaken.
That is the very reason I need to see his body. To understand.
You may see him. But if you desecrate his body, you will pay for this offense with your life.
Katisach. Seeing the state of his body, I hate myself for having suspected him. Forgive me, Donegad, to have doubted your loyalty and even more for what we are about to do. Now then, let's see what story this corpse has to tell.
I can give a detailed examination of the corpse. It is a task that I have been trained to perform.
I gladly cede the privilege.
We note a great number of large, blunt force contusions, covering the entire surface of the victim's body. None of the wounds could be attributed to a blade or a spear, nor are there any visible bullet entry points. Practically every bone has been broken in multiple places. The rib cage was torn open and then collapsed. The open wound reveals multiple perforations of the vital organs. Here, the borders of the wounds have been singed. The flesh is blackened, exposed to a flame, no doubt. And we also note several patches of mineral residue. They seem oddly out of place in spite of the exotic insular origin of our deceased. I would be hard-pressed to tell you which of the wounds proved to be the fatal blow, but one thing is certain.
He was smashed violently by a giant rock that was without a doubt on fire.
Yes. These wounds are similar to those given by a heated cannon shot, though in a less regular fashion.
The dead soldiers we found had identical wounds. As crazy as this may sound, Whoever is responsible for this attack is capable of wielding molten rock.
In any other circumstance, your conclusion would qualify you for an asylum. But I stand on the side of the improbable. The natives' powers reside outside the body of knowledge we possess.
I can't imagine an Adaig behaving like this. It is not their way. That they might attack careless hunters or warriors, true, but to attack Katasach, the power to call volcano fires, could only be that of a guardian. No simple man wields mountain fire.
We still don't really know who is actually behind this attack, nor what they want. Judging by the severity of these wounds, I fear the worst for Constantine.
All your experiments. You've learned so little. You've learned to fear. Your instincts should have been enough.
We had to at least try. Are you not even concerned or angered by what happened to Katasach?
We've grown accustomed to the loss of lives, your relentless attacks and incessant treacheries. All the same, there is truth in your words. This attack is out of place. Guardian and Donegad would never attack one another. There is a ritual that might help us. Anatalas Fair.
The Anatalas Fair. What is it? Tell me more.
It is a magical rite that only a person with a powerful bond to both spirits and nature can perform. It allows the Donegad who chants it to relive the last moments of an Onol Manawi.
That would allow us to at least see the face of his assassin.
If what I have heard is true, yes. To my knowledge, only one Donegad still living knows the ritual.
Let's ask her for her help then. She might be able to tell us what has become of Constantine.
You are quick to ask another to put her mind in danger for your own concerns. Imagine the pain of the wounds of another, shaking your body as the cold of death crushes your beating heart. This is what you must ask of the Tiernahach. It is the price she must pay for performing the ritual. When her companion was lost in battle, fighting against your own, she wanted to live that death beside her. Since that day, our Tiernahach Kadaktas has never breathed air with the same breath.
That would explain her distrust of the colonials.
You must make her see your purpose. It may be the only way you are going to learn the fate of your cousin.
Hello, Mev.
Renoixe, why have you come here again?
I've come to ask you for help.
My help? You still seek the remedy for the sickness on your island? Or are you looking for something else?
My cousin has been taken, and I've been told that you could help me.
Truly? And in what way?
By performing the Anatalis fair on the body of Katasak, the Donegad.
Katasak is dead. Under Vosh Dire. This is a great tragedy. He was a good man. Perhaps the best of us all. How did this happen?
He went with my cousin to a sacred site when they were attacked. My cousin has disappeared, taken, according to a witness. And Katasak suffered terrible wounds. We examined him, and it seemed as if he had been struck by molten rock.
Fire of the earth. Only the Nadaig Manemen have the power to wield it. But none of our own would have attacked Katasak.
This is why we need your help. We want to understand and to find who's responsible.
And you will avenge the dead as you have avenged my wound in the past. Very well, Renoixe. I will help you. And I also wish to gain understanding. Our island wails in suffering. Many Sinol Menawi have died. The Anatalas fair may kill me, but at least I will know. You will need to act as my Voglendaig, and bring to me the necessary ingredients while I prepare.
What do you require?
A potion. And listen and remember, or write in your language what I shall tell you. Do not forget, the viscera of the scavengers must be taken from a place near the battlefield, because they contain the flesh of those who fell. As for the personal object of Katasak, find his weapon, because it knew his fury and his despair.
He didn't have a weapon when I found his body. I'll search the battlefield.
Where can I find him?
In Duren's camp. She recovered him after the battle.
Very well. Not far from there is a sacred circle. You'll find me there when you have united all that I need. Then we can perform the ritual when the moon is high.
In that case, let's go together to the ritual site. The place of the attack is not far from Duren's camp.
Very well. I'll follow you.
I recognize this weapon. It's Katasak's, I'm certain. It must have been broken during the battle. Let's take it back to Mev.
Were you able to find the elements I need for the ritual?
Yes. Here is what you asked me to bring.
This is good. The moon is high. We may start. Take your place. Katasar, we have come to learn the truth of your death. Ato al confrangawi brandi, olehana memen adestame haman. Bara fridenan tahanemo quate grenpem, linkui damda renaute da hodox. Lemat, de tahawan kloisam, de talugedon velam, de taragam buledam, de tatamenam reloidan, de talamen kantebedam en antelam verfragt tangom.
Katasar, help me, please.
Show no fear.
I do not think he means you any harm. What is this? This monster. Why is it attacking us? I don't know. I don't understand. It is as if it seeks you out. It wants you.
You never should have done that, Katasach. To save one Renaigse, you put us all in great peril. His spirit is different. He receives badly. You have woven the bond of the Deathbringer.
What is happening to you? Get a hold of yourself. Come on!
I cannot believe it. He has returned.
Who has?
Finbar. The High King. We thought he was dead. He disappeared months ago.
Is he the attacker? And what of Constantine? Have you seen a young blonde-haired man? He was sickly.
Yes. The golden haired was there. And he was afraid. Katasach protected him before he was killed by Finbar. Leave me now. I am very tired.
How are you feeling?
Better. What are you going to do now?
If I want to have any hope of finding Constantine, I must follow Vinbar. I have no choice. I will need to return to his sanctuary in the north of the island. He must be hiding there.
You know where he is?
Yes, but I wasn't able to enter. I have one seed, but I need another.
Vinbar is a very powerful Donegad, as well as being the High King. He has access to knowledge that even I cannot attain. He has seen the true face of Enol Mil Frichtim. His secrets must be well kept. And he would only have shared them with those he loved the most.
Yes, I must find Sera. She is certainly the only one to know which seed is needed. Thank you, Mev. You have helped us greatly.
Do not thank me. I have not done this for you, but for Katasach. In order to satisfy my curiosity, I betrayed my king. You will find him and confront him, no doubt. All that remains for me to do is to pray that I have done nothing that cannot be fixed.
Farewell, Mev.
And so you have left the cavern, Renaigse. And here you are again.
I have no idea why you suddenly decided to shut us in there, but it matters little. I must know what second seed is required to open the door to the sanctuary. Now, more than ever, we must find Vinbar. He slew Katasak and he holds my cousin captive.
Vinbar would not have killed Katasak. He respected him. And why would he bother with your cousin?
I have no idea why, but I know it to be true. The Tierna Hach Kadaktus revealed this to me. Would you accuse her of lying?
No. You are the one who lies like all the other Renaigse. And I thought that I could trust you. I should never have let you enter the cavern. And even less have allowed you to leave there alive. Eitmo!
Found the Dara Primaderanta! Watch out! Grenade!
Boy will make you regret to have come to our island. Boy will make you regret to have come to our island.
Now that we have both seeds, the ritual should work.
King Vinbar. Why? Constantine didn't do anything. He has never sought to wrong your people in any way.
Like a worm, he burrows. You are so naive. You cannot see with my eyes. Enol Milfrichtimen saw the wound. From atop the volcano, he warned me of the danger. Fed by bitterness, driven by desire, taking without giving, he will be the end of us all.
You have gone completely mad!
Take it! You are too blind, too Renaigse to understand.
Leave him! That's enough! Free him!
I cannot. O source of life!
Free him! Damn it!
Probably freed from his stone prison.
You're right. Let's go see him quick. Constantine! Wake up, please, I beg you! Hang on. We're bringing you home to get you healed. "3 days have passed since we returned. I need to go to the palace to see if Constantine has finally awoke.
You should get some rest. You're not being reasonable.
To hell with reason. I've rested long, and I'm well enough.
You've just barely woken from a stupor that had you on death's doorstep. The affairs of state can certainly wait another day.
Thank you, my lady, but I am amazingly well. You can take leave of me with no fear, I assure you.
He just escaped a deathly sleep, and here he is, ready to conquer the world. Your cousin is exasperating.
What now? Are you going to scold me as well?
No. I'm just relieved to see you're still alive.
I'm quite relieved myself, actually. Thank you, cousin. Without you, I would be dead thrice, wouldn't I? Or is it the 4th time? If we start counting the time you stopped me from climbing the ramparts of Serene, we'd be up to 5 times now.
It's unbelievable. You feel no pain whatsoever. And your complexion.
I haven't even taken a look at myself. Is the improvement visible?
I wouldn't go that far. How is it that... What happened?
Don't make that face. It's merely a major miracle. Come on now. I'm gonna tell you everything. We have been waiting for your return. I knew you would do everything in your power. I have always trusted you. But Katasak feared that I would not hold on long enough. He spoke to me about a ritual that would help me. I was excited about it. And in spite of all that has happened, I don't regret following him. We went to the ancient site. A place full of magic. I followed his instructions. And all of a sudden... What an incredible sensation. I felt better than I have ever felt, cousin. Alas, we had very little time to celebrate. Cries came to our ears, and beasts jumped all over us. We fled for a while, as other soldiers fought through, creating a path to join us. But I can see from your face that you know this already.
Indeed. Once on the ritual site, I followed your tracks and deduced what had happened. It seems that Vinbar was targeting you specifically. Did he say anything to you?
I was still very weak, and most of the time he whispered in his own language. It seemed that he was speaking to someone and following his orders. But there was no one other than us, cousin. The crazy madman must have been hearing voices.
Do you have any idea why he didn't kill you like the others?
No, not really. It seemed like he was trying to tell me something, though. He spoke about isolating me from the world, that I couldn't return to the Earth. It made absolutely no sense. But aren't you happy that he let me live?
Don't speak foolishly, of course. I just want to understand. Tell me more about this ritual. What did it consist of?
It is, I think, a ritual that the Donegada practice to bind themselves to the island.
Donegada? Katasak taught you their language?
Just a few words. He wanted me to learn, to understand, but we had so little time. So we visited this infamous site, where he prepared for me a sort of potion. What ceremony? I had to cut my hand in front of an enormous stone, and there, a gigantic beast came and started circling around me. It was incredible. I truly felt a bond with that place. Like a wave came through me, as if the power of the island was running through my veins. It was marvelous. And now I am on Olmanawi, like you. Even if the Malachor left me a few of its marks. But you had to encounter the god of the island, didn't you? How was Enon Mil Frictumen?
Yes, I passed a trial for that. But the only one who could guide me to the sanctuary is dead.
Oh no. Do not tell me.
And yes, only the High King can open the sanctuary according to Glendan. I have no choice but to return to see him. I'm certain they are going to name a successor.